Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today for our virtual community update, Illuminating Hope Through Art. Community West Foundation holds this program every year to connect with the people we serve. Although it has moved to different times during the year, we chose today because we have a big announcement to make about our Matthew 25 collection being installed later this year. Since there is so much good news to tell you about, we felt that a virtual forum would keep us on task and reach many more people as a result. So whether you're in your office, on your couch, or on vacation, welcome. With a committed heart, Community West Foundation serves as a financial supporter to 80 local nonprofits that provide basic needs, services, and programming, many of whom are here with us today. But our relationship with each of your organizations goes far beyond just a transaction. We visit you, we listen to you, we respond to your needs with compassion and action. Community West is dedicated to your success, and this partnership effectively turns dollars into dignity. Thank you to each of our grantees for allowing us to be a part of your mission. We are also grateful for the agencies and donors that trust us to manage your funds. Our staff takes this responsibility seriously and strives to provide the highest level of professionalism in all of our interactions. Our hope is to help you achieve your philanthropic goals with ease and fulfillment. Community West is inspired by our connection to Fairview and Lutheran Cleveland Clinic hospitals. The bravery of the frontline workers during the pandemic was remarkable. We are honored to support them with their operating and programming needs. This year, we are finding even more ways to collaborate with our clinic partners. Community West Foundation is fortunate to have a board of directors that is committed and engaged in our work. I am appreciative of their unwavering support. Special thanks to our chairman for his leadership throughout last year. To share a look back at 2020, here is Community West Foundation Board Chairman George Miller.
Thank you, Marty. 2021 has delivered hope to all of us, and we finally feel a sense of relief from the pandemic. I want to thank our board of directors and staff for their efforts during the uncertainty of 2020. Community West was fortunate to be able to adapt and provide additional support to our grantee organizations while they faced unprecedented demand for services. I am proud to report that last year we provided 70 grants to nonprofit agencies, the most in our history, totaling $2.4 million. 16 of those organizations were new to Community West and have not been supported in previous years. An additional $500,000 was given in grants to nonprofit agencies through other funding sources. Our agency, hospital, and individual partners had distributions that contributed to our grand total of $7.4 million in grants made in 2020. The foundation ended last year with $150 million in assets. This achievement is credited in part to the strength of the stock market, but also to the knowledge and advice of our investment and finance committees working with Clearstead advisors. Their oversight helps keep Community West on track for growth, which means more dollars will flow into the community to help people in need. Our team also invested time and effort in revamping our website, and we hope you have seen our brand awareness advertisements. The plan is to raise Community West's profile in the region so that we can find the like-minded individuals and groups to join us in our mission. Thank you.
The first half of this year, we granted $1.3 million to our nonprofit partners. In addition, we gave $207,000 from our Community Impact Fund to those same organizations. The Community Impact Fund is a concept that came to us from a philanthropist within our core group of supporters. We are grant-making professionals that have the relationships, research, and knowledge about grantee agencies. His decision to invest alongside Community West in our grant making soon became the Community Impact Fund. For donors looking to make an impact but not quite sure where to start, this is a great option. Whether it's $25 or $5,000, the Community Impact Fund contributions are distributed directly to our grantee nonprofits quarterly. These unexpected dollars help bolster the important work being done to provide for basic needs in our community. As Community West Foundation moved into 2021, there was an emerging theme that surfaced: art. Our Matthew 25 collection artwork project is well underway. Through the generosity of our board and donors, we were able to acquire 5 of the 6 statues created by Canadian artist Timothy Schmalz. They will be placed in Cleveland, joining the 6th piece, which is already installed at Old Stone Church downtown. Once complete, Cleveland will become the 2nd city in the world to host the entire collection next to Rome, Italy. This artwork is a visual representation of our commitment to help the least of our brothers and sisters in need. We are working in conjunction with Land Studio to bring this collection to life. Our hope is to continue to spark dialogue around the social justice issues depicted in each of the sculptures and help people to see familiar places in a new light. Let's hear from the artist himself, Timothy Schmalz.
Probably one of the most special projects I ever started as a sculptor, and that's the Matthew 25 series. I first started, in a sense, the series when I saw a homeless person in Toronto. He was, or she, I'm not sure who it was. It was a figure shrouded in a blanket in the middle of the city in Toronto. And it just moved me so spiritually. It just basically stopped me in my tracks. And I thought I would come back to my studio and kind of represent or sculpt that experience that I had. Because when I was there, I saw something sacred and I wanted other people to see it. My initial thought was, I just saw Jesus. And it perhaps was because it was in the middle of the day before Christmas in one of the busiest streets in one of the busiest cities in Canada. The contrast between this figure that was silent and shrouded, this human form. And I said to myself, being a Christian, I saw Jesus. That was Jesus. And so I went back in my studio and I thought, this is what I do. I'm an artist. I want to create that scene so other people can see it. So I immediately dropped my other projects and I started working on almost an exact replication of that figure I saw that day, but for moving up the blanket a little bit so you could see the feet, the exposed feet that would show the wounds. And that was the only identification that it was Christ. That was the only identification that it was something spiritual. Sure, when I was working on it, I experimented. It's clay. Before it's bronze, the sculpture's clay. And I had the face exposed. And I thought, no, that's just too much. And it doesn't conform to the Matthew 25. In Matthew 25, which I consider one of the most beautiful parts of the Bible, there is that mystery. There is that ambiguity. The identification of Jesus comes afterwards, almost like a eureka moment. I like to call it a punch, where the Christ figure totally identifies with the least in our society. He doesn't say it's good to help someone or it's a spiritual duty. He says, when you help the least in our community, you are helping me. And the strength of that passage is just phenomenal. And so I think that it's interesting that I've done many different portraits of Jesus, but the best portrait I've created of Jesus is the one without a face. And the beautiful thing about that is when one approaches the piece, one can use their own imagination. It brings people to it. They approach it, and it asks them to bring in their creativity. I think everyone has their own kind of interior picture, portrait of what Jesus looks like. And this series, the Matthew 25 series, respects that in a sense and presents a Christ figure that needs you to complete.
And now I'd like to share with you the site selected for the Matthew 25 collection to be installed this fall in Cleveland. All of the statues should be installed by November. St. Malachi Church will host Homeless Jesus, the most well-known piece in the collection. Many of you may have seen our replica of this stunning piece of artwork that depicts Jesus as a homeless man. St. Malachi Church has historically been providing services to the homeless for decades. They still operate the Malachi Center that provides community and family resources for those in need. Additionally, they assist homeless men and women living on the Near West Side through their shower program. We are grateful to Father Gurnick, the Catholic Diocese of Cleveland, and the congregation at St. Malachi Church for your warm acceptance of this artwork. When I Was a Stranger depicts Jesus as a refugee and is surrounded by 6 seats, giving viewers the opportunity to reflect and welcome him into their hearts. We felt it was most appropriate that this piece be hosted by the Refugee Response, an organization on the forefront of helping people from all over the world acclimate to Cleveland as their new home. The new headquarters for the Refugee Response will be located on the campus of Urban Community School. This powerful sculpture will serve as a reminder of the mission we are all called to support. Thank you to Patrick Kearns, Executive Director of the Refugee Response, and to Tom Gill, President of Urban Community School, for partnering with us on this project. When I Was Sick shows Jesus laying ill, wrapped in blankets. Thank you, Cleveland Clinic Lutheran Hospital, for the opportunity to showcase this statue along West 25th Street at the entrance to your facility. Located in the heart of Ohio City, Lutheran Hospital has been a partner to Community West Foundation since our inception. Previously, President Dr. Don Malone and now Dr. Tim Barnett have been remarkable collaborators on our work to help the least of our brothers and sisters in need. When I Was in Prison will be installed at the Family Ministry Center. Located at Fulton and Trowbridge, their West Side campus houses a charter school, a new church, and other nonprofits, including the Community Service Alliance, which provides transitional housing to formerly incarcerated men. An outreach effort funded by Bay Presbyterian Church, the Family Ministry Center is growing fast, with the first worship service at their new church slated for September. Thank you to Jack McClelland at Family Ministry Center and your team for your service to our community and for your support on this art project. When I Was Naked will be hosted by Malachi House. Community West Foundation has been a longtime supporter of their work to care for homeless individuals who are terminally ill. Malachi House treats each of their patients with dignity at their most vulnerable time in their lives. The naked statue depicts this vulnerability by showing Jesus without clothing. He is seated, bent over, and viewers are unable to see his face. Thank you to Judy Gazul-Hilo, Executive Director, and co-founder Kaki O'Neill for your support and excitement for this addition to your garden. As part of our program today, we are shining a light on the remarkable impact of art therapy on people dealing with trauma, recovery, mental illness, addiction, developmental disabilities, and other challenges. Art therapy programs are not commonly associated with Community West. In fact, many of our grantee agencies provide art therapy support to their clients as a source of expression and healing. We visited them all recently to select or commission a piece of artwork from each to display in our office in Westlake. This collection will give our office space meaning and join the mural installed earlier this year by Ryan Janke depicting our mission and values. Please stop by our office to see this art and visit with our team. We welcome your visit. Now we will hear from 2 of our grantees that help their clients heal and find purpose through the use of art. The first is the Far West Center. Community West Foundation has funded their mental health counseling programs since 2008 and continues to be impressed by their Art Helps and Heals program. Here is Kelly Dylag to tell us more.
Far West Center began in 1974 as actually a college student project. It grew from there and developed additional services and programs to be the comprehensive center that it is now. We serve 1,700 clients per year in both of our locations, in our Westlake location, and also we have a center in Amherst. So we serve residents of Western Cuyahoga County and also Lorain County. Far West Center is dedicated to helping persons with mental health problems achieve their highest quality of life and well-being for the long term. And we do this with a set of clinical services and some specialized recovery programs. Persons seek help for anxiety, depression, following trauma or a loss of some sort, or other mood or thought disorders. The clinical services include psychiatric care to help persons manage the symptoms that are interfering with daily life, counseling, as well as case management. These are paired with our recovery programs that help teach persons tools and skills for managing the day-to-day ups and downs with their illness.
The Art Helps and Heals program here at Far West is a recovery program, and it's designed for adults who manage a chronic mental illness, including schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, PTSD, major depression, and anxiety disorders. It's designed as a recovery program to teach them practical tools they can use for their recovery. So the special thing about Art Helps and Heals is it uses art tools and art materials to help people learn how to communicate.
My favorite thing to paint are the clouds and I see the formless God in manifold forms. I see His creation everywhere, and it's my humble salute to Him. So just being appreciated, completing a painting, I feel thrilled when I complete a painting, and when somebody says good words about it, it makes me happy and wanting to paint more. The Far West Center is like a family away from family and a home away from home, where I can find support and recovery, education, and awareness to help myself and help others as well.
The most rewarding thing is seeing the transformation, seeing the recovery process in motion. Through each session, as each session goes on, people get a little bit more comfortable because we try to provide a emotionally safe environment and a calm environment where they can relax and they can, gain some self-awareness about their thoughts and their stressors and their stress triggers, so that they're able to pick a different art tool to try to express that. And so in time, we encourage each client to participate in one of our art displays throughout the community. This year we had some virtual ones because of the pandemic. We had several virtual art galleries throughout the community, and we also look for community places that are welcoming to display our program art. And we've encountered a lot of great community places that will have interest in, the expression of what it's like to go through mental health recovery.
We help persons from all walks of life and with all kinds of mental health problems. But we're dedicated to helping low-income individuals who are uninsured or underinsured who struggle with access to care and also being able to afford that care. So we help to stand in the gap between access and affordable care. And we can't do this alone. This is where our partners, such as Community West Foundation, come in. Come on in.
Hello, Kelly.
Marty, I didn't know.
I'm a surprise for
What's
you
it up?
today.
Oh my goodness.
Good to see you. Hello.
Well, good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Yes.
for doing our video.
Oh, we're just thrilled. Our client was just absolutely elated.
Well, let me make you happy then. We have chosen the Far West Center to be our David and Martha Hessler Illuminating Hope Award winner this year. And this is a replica homeless Jesus.
Yes, it is. We've seen the up front and close original.
Right.
Oh my word.
We wanted to surprise you, but this is a better surprise.
Oh my goodness.
You can open that.
I am.
Nice.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is joy, and what this will do for
$10,000.
Oh my goodness. It is absolutely $10,000. Oh my goodness. I consider yourself hugged, and all
Thank
of
you.
Community West Foundation, wrapping one big hug around you. Thank you so much. This is unexpected, unplanned, not rehearsed. I'm pulling it back. Thank you so much.
Our next grantee is new to Community West Foundation. The Farrell Foundation operates the Center for Artful Living just down the street from our Westlake office. Let's hear more about their program.
Our mission is to empower individuals and families to live well with dementia through the arts and through community outreach. We provide programming here at the Center for Artful Living in Westlake, and we provide programming throughout Northeastern Ohio. The last year it's been virtual, but prior to that, families have come here to the center to be engaged in the arts and held here at our very comfortable and safe building that people enjoy the experience greatly.
We started this organization because of an episode that my wife and I had while I was in medical school, and we watched her mother just sort of wither away in an institution. And following that, we decided that, if this happens to us, we're going to make every effort we can to care for each other and to do so at home. So we made that decision probably 30 years before the foundation was put together. And as luck would have it, and I really felt it was luck for us, I retired in 2000, and about a year or so after that, Carol developed signs of dementia. And I thought that was great because I had nothing else to do, and I could act as her care partner for her whole journey, which turned out to be about 15 years. She really was the impetus for the foundation. And we had various different programs and things that we did, but she came to virtually every program we had for the next 15 years, and she critiqued each one. And if it didn't work for her, we either didn't do it again or we changed it in such a way that it was meaningful for her. We found that art, two people can interact through art, using the art as a communication tool, because we can always respond to color and form and to motion. So we use visual arts, we use dance. Those two and music are the three arts that work the best for us and music particularly because it's stored in different parts of the brain. When an area of the brain is damaged, the music that was there doesn't connect, but the music that's other places does. So when we do music programs, we generally try to use a genre of music that matches basically kind of the age of most of the people that are in the room. And people who haven't gotten up and danced or laughed or done anything will react immediately to music that they heard in high school.
To be involved with the Farrell Foundation, I find it to be very rewarding, an opportunity that to me it's a once in a lifetime thing. I was an educator and retired from that position, and for many people it's a new point in their life. What shall I do? So I've never really had that moment. I just continued my journey and have the true pleasure of working with our families. I think that's the wonderful thing, to meet them, to bring some hope and insight into their lives, that they don't have to do this by themselves. We are there to support them. I work with some wonderful professional people who bring their expertise to our programming in the arts. We have music therapists, art educators, artists, dance instructors, dance therapy people, storytellers, all of them, as well as a wonderful group of volunteers from the community who serve our programs, and they support the professionals as well as the things we do.
We're going to share our story about dementia because over the past 20 years or so, one of the things that is very obvious to us as we greet and engage with new participants, when they're told they have a diagnosis of dementia, they're scared to death. I mean, most of them really are terrified. They just don't know what's going to happen. And everything they read, everything they see, everything people tells them, you know, this is the end, man. You're not going to know your wife. You're not going to know your kids. It's all over. So frequently they're told that they have this disease and then nothing happens. They don't know where to get information and what to do. So I thought I could be helpful by just sharing my journey with other families who are beginning this journey at the same time I am. So that's open to the public. You can get to that blog through our website, and we hope people would subscribe to it. And every time we put up a new blog, they'll get an email and say, hey, go listen to that crazy guy.
We are very proud of the relationship that we've created with Community West. We're looking forward to continuing that process and going through grant cycles in the future. We were very grateful for their recent gifts to the Farrell Foundation and to work together to enhance quality of life for individuals, in our case, for families impacted by dementia and Alzheimer's.
Thank you to Far West Center and the Farrell Foundation for sharing your stories with us. This concludes our program for today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your commitment to serve those in need. And thank you for being part of Community West Foundation.